Hello world, welcome to a new video. I am Luis of Ecuador and I talk in this channel about things happening in Ecuador news, and I am recording this on Sunday, April 21, when we are having a special elections, a consultation in Ecuador. But besides showing you or talking about the elections, I also want to talk about things for people that are interested in maybe moving to Ecuador, to Cuenca specifically, because I also want to show things that are not shown by other channels or by other people. We are now near or next to the area that many people called Gringolandia, Ordóñez Lazo. That down there is the riverside building, and that there is the Palermo, and behind there is the Oro Verde Hotel. Those are modern buildings. I think this one, the Riverside, has perhaps less than 10 years now. This area, Ordóñez Lazo, is just down there, the avenue, one more block or two. That area is known by many to be Gringolandia because many foreigners, especially from the United States, live there. However, it's also a middle-class area and mainly for Ecuadorians. However, just 2 blocks from this area, from Gringolandia, from the Ordóñez Lazo Avenue, we have a normal street, an average, perhaps, street of Cuenca, which is El Tejar. This one here, you see some traditional houses, some more modern, but they're all houses. And something else that I want to show you as I'm walking to my voting center is that here in Cuenca, many streets also, especially in the rural area, but even within the city, they are not paved yet, and this is a reality. This is El Tejar, there's a lot of traffic on this street. However, just here you have an unpaved street, dirt road. And what do you have there? Crops. Cuenca has grown a lot in the last 20 years, and many of the buildings in the Gringolandia area or Ordóñez Lazo area, or Puertas del Sol, which is at the very beginning by the area of the river Tomebamba, are very new, and they are building many more new complexes, many new buildings. That area there, Ordóñez Lazo, is one with the most expensive square meter. But again, just 2 blocks from that very expensive area, you still have the rural area. That expansion of the city in the last 20 years has been so that you still have the country. All of this was country until maybe 30 years ago, and now you still have some of that here. Remember that Riverside, Palermo, Oro Verde in the back, Ordóñez Lazo. I'm just 2 blocks from there. There are also other new buildings, and they are building some more. But we have here the country. Crops, more modest houses. I'm not saying that people here in the area are poor and that the area here is cheap, because it is not. And it's because of that. Buying land here now is expensive, even though it is country. Because many people want to buy here with the idea of maybe in the future selling to builders, to big companies that will make more buildings like those here. And imagine, only 30 years ago, that area there was like this. I'm also recording this because maybe in 10 years this won't be like this anymore. The roads won't exist and all will be paved. From here we can see more of the Gringolandia new buildings. Many of them. Perhaps at the very end you can see the domes of the cathedral. It's an area that is not that far from the historic district. A cab from here to the historic district is about $2.50. And well, that's basically what I wanted to show you in this area. If you'd like to watch another video with perhaps more information about the evolution of Cuenca, the residential areas, the let's say, the clash of the country and the urban areas, please let me know in the comments, because there's a lot to talk about it. See? Empty plots next to the modern area. And in Cuenca we have lots of this. This is one of the most expensive areas again, but there are other areas that are starting to be filled with buildings because many people want to move here. And I'm not talking only about foreigners, not even mainly about foreigners. Many people from other cities of Ecuador also want to buy property here as a type of investment, as a property for vacations or for living in the future, or even retiring, because the quality of life here is something else. How is that affecting locals? In several ways. And of course, the most visible thing is the rise in the price of land here. The roads in this area are every year less and less. This is new. They are building there more. And the views are great, by the way. The mountains back there are part of the National Park Cajas. Going back to our main event today, Sunday, April 21, is the elections. There are many people, there's a lot of traffic on a Sunday because many people are coming to vote. My election center is right there. I'm going to vote now on this consultation. It's 11 questions proposed by the President Noboa, by the current government, to decide whether we should amend the Constitution and other laws for improving security, for improving employment, for improving investment, or that's what the government says. The problem in Ecuador and in many countries is that we are not voting with a conscience of what we're doing. Many people are using the elections today to show whether they support Noboa or not. Most of the people I know and that I have talked with about this, they don't know what the 11 questions are. I didn't even know until later this week. And I'm coming now knowing the questions, but many people don't. It's 11 complex questions. I will talk about them in another video this week when we know the results, to explain a little bit more what the questions were. But the thing is, many people are voting today and not voting yes or no to the questions. They're voting yes to show they support Noboa, or they are voting no to show that they are against the President Noboa. That's very bad. I mean, because we as citizens, we don't know what we're voting for. Again, about the questions, we'll speak in another video. Cuenca is a small town, or not a small town anymore, but still you could call it a town. So like a big town or a very small city. We have about 600,000 inhabitants in all of Cuenca. But Cuenca is huge. The urban area is just like this, and the country area of Cuenca is like this. But if you want that I explain more this urbanization part, please let me know in the comments. For the moment, I'm going to vote. I cannot show you there because it's a protected area, of course. I just can show you from here. We can talk later also about the situation in the country with safety and with the blackouts, because we're having power outages again. During the last 2 days, we have had high rains in the area, which have increased again the level of the dams for the hydroelectric power plants in the area, and that is good. Maybe we will stop having power outages, maybe not, we don't know, but that's for another video. Many people are voting again, angry at that, because yes, there are many things to talk about it. Is it the government to blame, or is it the Correístas, because the government is denouncing, reporting sabotage on them just before the elections? Well, again, that's for another video. Just stay tuned if you would like to know about that. Let me know in the comments, let me know your opinion, and I will also make the next video based on that. Well, I have just voted. It was simple. There are lines in some of the spaces. They are organized by your last name. In my section, there was no one in line, but in other sections, there were many people because it's 11 questions, and some people don't know what they are voting for, so they are taking their time to read just here. You might wonder, if many people don't care, they didn't inform themselves before coming, then why are they even voting if they don't care? Well, because it's mandatory to vote. If you don't vote in Ecuador, then you will have a fine. How do they know that you voted? Because they give you a card. When you vote, you sign, then they give you a card showing that you voted. They have a booklet where they take out these cards, and then you have to plastify. That's all what many people are doing. They're getting their cards laminated because it's just a piece of paper. Without this card, then you won't be able to do lots of processes. There are many things that you won't be able to do. Sometimes for signing at the notary to open bank accounts, they ask you for your voting certificate. If you don't have the voting certificate, then you cannot do many things. And you will have to go first to the electoral council and pay a fine, and then you will get the card indicating that you paid the fine if you didn't vote. But that's why everyone has to vote in Ecuador, except for people that are over 65 years old and less than 18 years old. Once you're 16, you're able to vote. What about foreigners living in Ecuador, residents? They are able to vote only once they have been living here for 5 years. And they have first to register in the Electoral Council to be able to vote. And even though you are registered in the Electoral Council and after having lived here for 5 years, you're not obligated to vote. Your vote is optional, same as if you were a senior over 65, even if you are 30. But if you are a resident and not a Ecuadorian nationalized, then you are not obligated to vote. Well, please remember to subscribe to the channel and leave your comments. We'll talk about the questions and about the results once we know them later this week. The results should be known today itself, Sunday evening. However, I won't make a video today, maybe tomorrow Monday or on Tuesday, once we know 100% of the results and how this will affect the government. Because again, many people are watching this as voting against or in favor of Noboa, when it is not like that, but many people, perhaps most, are doing it that way. So we will see. And again, if you want to watch a full video about the growth of Cuenca in the last few years, let me know. We can talk about how the country is within the urban area, and it is because the urban area grew so fast that we still have the country here. Remember to like the video, comment and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and activate the bell to know about new videos coming out. Thank you very much for watching the video till this point. I am Luis Velázquez Pazmiño and see you in the next video. Bye bye.